Good evening and welcome to the final week of the regular season here on Football Friday Night. Alongside Tyler Segerman, I'm Jason Geiser.
Week 10 brings us rivalry games and conference championship clinchers, and we begin with the one of the former between our area's two largest schools.
To the Flag City we go, where Findlay is looking to hit the postseason on a 5-game win streak. Their track rivals from Lima Senior have lost 4 straight and need a win if they want to be back on the field next Friday. Pick it up on the Spartans' first drive of the game. They're trying to test the Trojans' secondary downfield, but that's a test that Findlay passes with flying colors. Max Ross snares the interception and works his way into Lima territory. That sets up a field goal for the home team. Trace Robinson nails the 26-yarder. It's Findlay on the scoreboard first, going up 3-0. The Spartans answer. Kamar Johnson carts the rock across the goal line from 3 yards out. Lima Senior goes up 6-3, but Findlay doesn't let them get much more than that. This time it's Braden Lane coming up with the INT for the opportunistic Trojans D. Findlay ends the regular season on 5 straight wins, 45-12.
Just outside the Findlay city limits, the Blanchard Valley Conference featured the only league in our area to have the top 2 teams entering a Week 10 without a conference loss. Macomb and Liberty Benton, our Football Friday Night Spotlight game.
This Football Friday Night Spotlight game is brought to you by CCR Realtors. Our team works for you.
Liberty Benton in a position they know very well. The Eagles have won the last 2 BVC titles with a perfect conference record, while Macomb, on the other hand, seeking their first crown since sharing with LB back in 2017. Panthers up 20-0 in the third. Liberty Benton driving. Cameron Garlock pulling it down and takes it up the gut. Good for a gain of 18. A few plays later, Garlock this time deciding to use the arm, looking for the end zone, but Camden Glazer playing robbery and ends up with the interception, returns it back to the 4-yard line, ending LB's drive. So now the Panthers on offense, and from the 1, Montana Pierce punching it in from 1 yard out. Macomb's lead extends to 26. But it doesn't stop there. This time the quarterback, Deshaun, gives it to Andrew Swisher, who slips a tackler and goes 52 yards to the house, icing on the cake as the Panthers go on to win 33-7. They are your BVC champions. Around the valley tonight, Arlington thumps North Baltimore 56-7. Pandora Gilboa wins big over Corey Rawson, while Van Buren also keeps a donut on the board, 42-0 over Van Loo. And there was a good one at Riverdale tonight. The Falcons beat Arcadia 25-22.
There are conference co-leaders in the WBL entering the final week of the regular season, both 7-1 in league play. Van Wert tries to clinch their share of a league championship at home tonight, taking on Bath. First quarter, the Cougars waste no time. Aiden Pratt to Trey Laudick. It's 7-0. And it doesn't take long for the Cougs to get back in the red zone. This time, Pratt keeps the rock himself and trots into the end zone. Van Wert is on a championship mission, now up 14-zip. They get the ball back again, and it's a steady diet of the big junior quarterback at this point. Pratt picking up yardage in chunks, and once they move the numbers on the scoreboard again, Pratt picking his way to pay dirt, finishing strong. Van Wert leaves no doubt about their championship pedigree, winning 51-7. Wapakoneta is the other WBL co-leader entering the night. The Redskins wrap up their share of the conference crown with a 27-6 win at Defiance. Wapak and Van Wert split the WBL title this fall.
In Shawnee tonight, Elida taken to the other side of the town as they battle Elida battle Shawnee tonight. Second half, Tyler Window with the QB keeper at the goal line. That ties the game at 7s in the third quarter. Low-scoring affair, as many expected. But the second half belonged to the offense. Elida now with the ball. Jackson Koval dropping back, and it courts a deep shot despite 2 defenders on him. Gunnar Kuhn somehow makes the catch to put the Bulldogs in plus territory. Third and goal from the 16. The 2 hook up again. Kuhn with the grab, and then the muscles, shedding multiple tackles before cutting upfield, and just before being brought down, extends the pigskin for the touchdown. Elida retakes the lead 14-7. Shawnee, though, not done themselves. Window fakes the handoff and goes straight up the middle for his second score of the game. Shawnee, in double overtime, ends up winning and pulls it out 23-17. In Salina, the Rough Riders of St. Mary's looking to keep the train rolling. They enter tonight on a 5-game winning streak. Bulldogs looking to derail. We start with St. Mary's opening possession. Braden Hemmelgarn getting the handoff and follows his blockers, who gives them a lane, turns on the Jets, and goes untouched to the end zone for the game's first points. Rough Riders up 7-0. Salina trying to respond. It's third down, and they set up a screen, but it's quickly stopped by Braden Sullivan, pushing back the Bulldog offense and forces them to punt. Rough Riders now rewarding Sullivan on offense, grabs the rock, and scampering ahead, powers his way into the red zone to help set up the Rough Rider offense. And a few plays later, it's Aiden Hinkle's turn to burst through the line of scrimmage. He finds the end zone, and the Rough Riders ride off with another victory, 35-0. Just one other game in the WBL tonight. Ottawa Glendorf powers their way to a shutout, defeating Kitten 41-0.
There aren't many teams in the state hotter than LCC entering tonight. The T-Birds hadn't lost since week 1 as they play their first home game since week 6. Fort Loramie comes to town playing their 7th road game of the year. Final ticks of the first half, Caleb Marr has time, and when that time runs out, he flings the rock to Logan Eilerman in the end zone. Fort Loramie trails just 10-8 at the halftime break, and on the opening drive of the third quarter, they go right down the field, and Marr keeps it this time, coming right to me on a 2-yard touchdown run. The junior QB pushes the Redskins to the lead, 14-10. LCC has the fastest guy on the field, and here they utilize him. The give is to Quintel Peoples to the outside, cutting back, making another man miss, and picking up 33 yards and a T-Birds first down. And you know what? When something's working that well, you go back to it. Peoples turning on the Jets on the sweep again, and this time he heads right to the camera for the touchdown. But the Birds' return home doesn't go according to their script. Fort Loramie likely clinches a playoff berth with a 36-31 win. We need to take our first break here on Football Friday night. When we come back, more conference championships are claimed. We have action from undefeated teams atop the mighty MAC and the NWC when we come back.
Football Friday Night is brought to you by Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's, where we'll fix the problem the first time, not cause more.
Welcome back. The top-ranked team in Division 7 attempts to finish their regular season campaign unblemished. Marion Local seeking an outright MAC title tonight. The Flyers haven't won the conference outright since 2017. As expected, Coach Goodwin and his guys are ready from the start. Opening drive for the Flyers. Peyton Audie tossing the rock to Dylan Fleck. He breaks a couple tackles before finding the goal line. Marion Local jumps on top 7-0. Ensuing possession. Bad snap for Anna, but the quarterback able to corral it. Rolling to his right and fires, but Gabe Link reading the eyes, picks it off and heads the other way. He sheds a few bodies before giving the Flyers great field position. So now the offense looking to extend their lead. Audie on the boot, surveying the field and throws, but Brandon Axe cuts off the route. He gives the ball right back to the Rockets. Interception, though, doesn't result in any points. So we go to the second quarter. It's now 14-0 Marion Local. Anna getting tricky and looking for a score, but Brady Rodabaum not fooled as he joins the pick party, heads down the sideline and follows some blocks. Flyers defense pitches a shutout, 34-0. Marion Local owns outright their 6th straight MAC crown. In Delphos, St. Henry seeking win number 8 on the season. They battled the Blue Jays tonight at Stadium Park. Redskins up 21-0 in the first half. Bryce Brookhart looking for someone to pass to, but Zane Wartenberger with other intentions grabbing him for the sack. But St. Henry, though, not phased. Brookhart dropping back again, and it's Harrison Window for a first down gain. And how about, oh, there you go, as he gets pushed out of bounds. And how about one more? Brookhart to Owen Layfeld downfield. He shows off the power and races toward Pater. Touchdown Redskins as they now go up 27-0. Let's not forget about the defense now. Dominic Schwartz in perfect position. He'll make a cow's call with the pick 6. St. Henry goes on to win 34-14. More scores from around the MAC. Versailles blanks Mr. 41-zip. Coldwater beats Parkway 55-19. And New Bremen gets a home win over Fort Recovery 34-8.
Columbus Grove has already clinched at least a share of their 4th straight Northwest Conference crown. The undefeated Bulldogs tonight play for the outright championship and regular season perfection, hosting Bluffton. Grove has wide receiver Jackson Schrader playing quarterback. First quarter, that's a nice pickup on the keeper, but Brandon Worcester punches the ball out, and it bounces right to James Sealing. The Bluffton defense creates the early turnover, and on Grove's next possession, Schrader swings it out to Zach Reynolds with room to run, but this time Cameron Coughlin forces the fumble. Hayden Dirth recovers this one for the Pirates. Their defense sets the tone tonight, but can the offense get anything going for the Pirates? Well, not here. The pass bounces off a receiver and into the waiting arms of Luke Kaufman. The interception sets Columbus Grove up with a short field, and they cash in. A.J. Schaefer does the honors. Bulldogs win 31-zip. They finish off a perfect 10-0 campaign with an outright NWC title. It's rivalry night in Spencerville as the Bearcats host Jefferson. Spencerville's won the last 4, but the boys from Delphos hold a 41-30-3 all-time advantage. Both teams likely need a win to get into the playoffs. Late first half, the Spencerville D's protecting a 35-0 lead, and Heath Gaskell brings down the QB for the sack. The Bearcats will get the ball back before the break and tack on another score. Gunnar Grigsby powering into the end zone. The home team leads their rivals 42-0 at the half. Third quarter, Grigsby gets his number called again, met with a sea of bodies, but he bursts out the other side. The bruising running back sets his team up inside the 5-yard line, and the Bearcats turn to Grigsby to cap the drive. It's his 3rd touchdown of the night. Bearcats win 56-0. More from the NWC. Allen East makes the short trip into Ada and returns with a 49-6 victory. And Leipzig finishes 6-1 in their first season in the league, beating Crestview 35-21.
We're set for our second and final break here on Football Friday Night. On the other side, there's unfinished business in 3 more local leagues. Highlights from the top of the NWCC coming up.
Football Friday Night is brought to you by Union Bank. Now with everyday rewards checking, with free online banking and bill pay, refunds on ATM charges, and more.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. Upper Scioto Valley tonight puts the wraps on the most successful regular season in program history, which dates back to 1978. The Rams have already won a school record 8 regular season games and the program's first outright NWCC championship. Tonight, they look for a 9th straight victory in their first undefeated conference campaign, hosting their Hardin County foes from Ridgemont. First quarter of this one, it's the Rams on the attack. Jackson roars into the end zone for a real quick USV touchdown. That makes it 8-0, and now they're throwing. Freshman quarterback to senior receiver. USV up 16-zip before you know it. Second quarter now, it's Connor Sanders' turn. Following his block from Roars and bursting into the end zone. 24-0 Roundhead Alger McGuffey's, and how about we get Sanders one more on this one? He takes it to the outside and into the end zone. USV wins their 9th straight and finishes unbeaten in the NWCC, 42-20.
Following a 2-4 start to the season, Perry has gotten right back into the playoff chase by winning 3 straight. The Commodores try to lock up their postseason berth tonight, hosting Ridgedale. The home team has a commanding 46 lead at the half when Ridgedale tries to pass their way back into it in the third quarter, but Terry Riley picking it off. The Commodore senior has his sights set on the other way, cutting back across the field and sailing into the end zone for a pick 6. That makes it 46-6. Ridgedale does get one more score on the board. It's Kyle Jolliffe, the senior lineman, punching in the big man touchdown. This one's all Perry, though, 46-14. More from the Northwest Central Conference. Waynesfield Goshen gets a hard-fought win on the road at Hardin Northern 14-9, while Elgin blows past Crestline 53-8.
In the Central Buckeye Conference, Mad River Division, Indian Lake loses to Graham 42-41, meaning the Lakers have to share their division title with North Union this year. Ben Logan blanks Northwestern 41-0. In the Kenton Trail Division, Bellefontaine loses to London 35-14. Riverside tonight plays for a share of the inaugural Three Rivers Conference Championship, but falls short 30-14 against league champ Milton Union.
In the Miami Valley League, Sydney claims the Valley Division Championship with a shutout at Xenia. It's the Yellow Jackets' first title in 51 years. In the Green Meadows, Maine Trace beats Edgerton 41-7, and Ayersville pounds Paulding 54-6. And in the NWOAL, Archibald has no trouble with Patrick Henry 42-7.
At the Division I state golf tournament today in Columbus, Shawnee senior Justin Altenbach hits the midway point at 8 over. That's 10 strokes behind the leader, but just 5 back of the current cut for All-State. The Division II girls tennis state tournament is in Cincinnati today. The Bath doubles team of Elena and Ann Oliver dropped their first-round match in straight sets, as did LCC sophomore Libby Simmons in the singles bracket. And that's how we wrap up the regular season here on Football Friday Night. Thank you for tuning in, and thanks to everyone here who continues to help us put this show on the air. Next stop, tournament time.
Join me back here tomorrow for postseason action from the soccer pitch and the cross-country course, as well as plenty of college football highlights. Have a great night.